all metropolitan Melbourne and regional areas of Victoria. At Genesis Steel, we take pride in our product, service, and reputation. With over 40 years industry experience, Genesis Steel manages all aspects of steel fabrication, from on-site measuring, in-house drafting, fabrication, through to full site installation. We work closely with our customers to deliver innovative solutions to facilitate projects of any size. For further information, please contact genissteel.com.au or contact the company on 03 9465 1287.
MS Designer Living specialise in architectural design and construction of new homes, unit developments, extensions, renovations and commercial buildings. They are located at 14 to 19 Enterprise Drive, Bundoora, and can be contacted on 03 9467 6954. MS Designer Living.
Preston, near post City! It's in! And again, Warren Spink has a hand in it. Andrew Zinni scores the goal. Not only are the fans winning on the terraces, the team are winning on the pitch. 2 goals in 2 minutes. 2-1 up, Preston Macedonia, and we've got an invasion on.
Crossfield ball for Acevski to try the spectacular. It's brilliant. Is it over the line? Yes. What's a goal from Alex Acevski?
Milevski, he scored. It's the winner. What a great goal by Milevski. The crowd has gone wild, ladies and gentlemen. The Preston Lions are the Premiership champions.
Cross ball at the back post. There it is. And is that the goal that takes them up?
Through ball for Spink. He's in the box. Back for Cole. Cole square. Here's a chance for Smith. Smith, yes, it's there. Spink, Cole, Smith. Smith doing the damage. 1-0.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the official Preston Lions Club show. It is the Lions Den coming to you live this week, not from inside the pavilion rooms, but inside the change rooms. Yeah, we've had a change of scenery because we're going one-on-one with the big man himself, the man at the helm, Louie Acevski. So we decided to take the show into the heart of where the magic happens for the team at halftime, where those inspiring speeches are delivered. We are in the change rooms, these beautiful, new, refurbished change rooms inside the brand new facility here at Genesis Steel Stadium. And we have a massive game coming up tomorrow night, the big rivalry match, the big derby against North Sunshine, and we cannot wait to see you there. Gates opening at 5:45 p.m. The reserves kicking off at 6:15 p.m. and then the main game at 8:30. We've got both sets of fans in attendance this time around, and we're so grateful to the work of Football Victoria and also to the committee there at North Sunshine who've been really collaborative in this process in working out a solution whereby both sets of fans could attend and we could have the most spectacular atmosphere possible. And we want this to be a showcase for what Preston is all about, what this club is all about, and what this league is all about. So we want to see you all there singing and chanting, but most importantly, respecting the FV code of conduct and representing the club in a positive light because everyone will be watching. We're expecting a huge attendance, but the game will also be live streamed as the match of the round on npl.tv. So there's going to be a massive viewership on this game, and we need to make sure everybody is representing the club in the best light and putting Preston's best foot forward for the grand ambitions that we have in the future. So make sure you come down, bring your family, bring your friends, and make it a spectacular and also safe and respectful atmosphere. We've got 2 designated supporter zones. The south side of the ground is designated for the North Sunshine visiting supporters, and then the grandstand, the pavilion, and the north side will be all home fans. There will be no fans permitted on the scoreboard side. The west side of the ground will be entirely closed off for everyone except the coaches and players and the broadcast crew. And this is important. At the end of the game, if you're not wearing your lanyard, you won't be getting in. So make sure you remember it and get down there in numbers. It's going to be a fantastic, fantastic occasion. and we can't wait to share it with you all. No banners or flags are permitted, and supporters who aren't adhering to the behaviour or expectations of the club, the conditions of entry, the FV Code of Conduct, will be reprimanded and potentially banned as well. So we don't want that to happen. We don't want to turn anybody away from this fantastic club and this fantastic occasion. So just make sure you think about what your behaviour represents when you're wearing those Preston colours as a supporter. When you're supporting Preston, you are part of the club. So just keep that in mind. But we want a fantastic atmosphere, and we want to celebrate this occasion and this rivalry for what it is, which is one of the great occasions in Victorian football. So we'll see you all there tomorrow night. We're going to take a short break here on the Lions Den. Louie Acevski, the head coach of the senior men, is with us on the other side. Don't you dare go anywhere.
Electrical Connectivity Australia is a leader in the electrical industry and specialises in matters of a domestic, commercial and industrial nature. Please contact Igor Georgievski for any of your electrical needs on 03 933 0433 or visit www.ecapl.com.
Genis Steel offer full-service structural steel to leading industrial and residential builders across all metropolitan Melbourne and regional areas of Victoria. At Genis Steel, we take pride in our product, service and reputation. With over 40 years industry experience, Genis Steel manages all aspects of steel fabrication, from on-site measuring, in-house drafting, fabrication, through to full site installation. We work closely with our customers to deliver innovative solutions to facilitate projects of any size. For further information, please contact genissteel.com.au or contact the company on 03 9465 1287.
MS Designer Living specialise in architectural design and construction of new homes, unit developments, extensions, renovations and commercial buildings. They are located at 14 to 19 Enterprise Drive, Bundoora, and can be contacted on 03 9467 6954. MS Designer Living.
You're listening to the Lions Den on FNR Football Nation Radio.
Welcome back to the official Preston Lions Club show, coming to you live from inside the club rooms this week. Bit of a change of scene. There's a nice acoustic in here, nice booming echo, and the head coach, Louie Acevski, is with me. And I bet you can build up some serious volume in here at halftime when you need to, mate, can't you?
Yeah, I'm sure you can, Josh.
You wouldn't know, but you're very calm.
we know we're very calm here at halftime and after the game. So, but you definitely can get some bit of volume in here.
What do you think of this new facility, first and foremost? You've been in it for half a season now. You got to know the place, got your feet under the table now. What does it mean to come in here, a few times a week and have access to this?
Yeah, it's finally here. It's finally arrived. It's many years in the coming, so to speak. And you walk in, the boys obviously get changed in these two change rooms here, so with their own little sheds, shall we say, and as coaches we get changed on the other side where the referees get changed, so we get chucked on the other side where it's not important. But no, look, there's a great facility. The pavilion itself is fantastic. I just wish it was bigger with all the supporters we've got. It would have been great if we could go double story.
Maybe the extension's coming. Maybe that's the next one we have to float to cancel. No, I'm not promising anything. One for Mr. Svetkovsky to see to. But Louie, you are the longest serving head coach in the club's history, I was told this week. Eyebrow raising statistics. 6 years at the helm, albeit a couple of those have been curtailed prematurely. That's mind blowing. What is it that keeps you motivated, that keeps you going on the emotional roller coaster that is being the head coach of Preston Lions?
Look, it's more so, being at the club you love, being here, on a day-to-day basis and seeing the club grow from when I first came in. I think it was 2017 or something like that. So, just where the club's come from and where it's gone to, and at the same time when you've got passion and love for the club itself, you just want to succeed for the club and the club just to keep growing. So the drive has always been a simple fact, and that's just to make sure the club gets bigger and better on a day-to-day basis. And that's not just in this change room, meaning on the field, but I'm talking about off the park as well. So, and I believe the club's gone leaps and bounds in the last 6 years.
I know you're always thinking about the big picture, but when you first got the call back in 2017, did you take some convincing? Were you signed on the dotted line immediately?
No, look, it was always an ambition of mine to coach at the club. I played here for many years, and obviously I didn't know when that or if an opportunity would come. I think I was about in a 8 or 9 month break since my last coaching job at Hume City. So when Zach called me, it was I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if it was the right time or not. We met up, we had a good chat, and then my wife Sonia really she put it in perspective to me, and she basically just said, look, this is the club that you've always wanted to coach and always be a part of. It doesn't matter if the club's in State League 1 or in the A-League, so to speak. It's your opportunity. You should take it with both hands. So I listened to her probably for once in my life, and here I am.
I think it's like Steven Gerrard at Liverpool, right? Everyone knows he's going to end up there. It's just a question of when. Am I ready? Do I have the experience under my belt? Do you remember the circumstances when you walked into this place and what it was like for you, for the team at that moment in time?
Yeah, look, I walked in again. There was the old change rooms, and I walked in and the same light was still flashing from when I was playing here, my last stint.
The fluorescent flickering still hadn't been changed. 2007
was my last playing stint. And the toilet was still just running and wouldn't stop running. And so it brought back a lot of memories. And, we knew as a club that we need to get better at what we were doing. But not, again, this wasn't just football-wise, but this was just complete package from where the club was coming from. It's past situation. So, no, we moved in. Look, again, it was just really walking in, feeling like home. The playing group back then wasn't what I believe was a championship contending team. So we made changes. We made numerous changes that year. That first year, I think Untitled Magic was first, and we were already 4 games in and 12 points behind. And we knew there was only one team could get promoted. So we knew that was going to be very, very difficult to try and get promoted. So we tried to build the reputation of the club, bring in better footballers at the club. And again, it was just baby steps trying to bring in the right footballers to show the footballing world in Victoria that, Preston is, it'll come back to where it belongs and where it needs to be, not just for the club, but for Victorian football. So, we signed a few players back then. Rob Stemble-Gear, who was playing overseas, he came in. Aaron Williams, playing in he's played in India in the Super League there, played in the A-League as well. So a couple of big names we signed, and we brought in a belief in the club that this is the place you want to be for the players. So, and that's where we started our journey, and we come to basically where we are today.
It was such a hard league to get out of, State 1.
Yep.
I mean, it's sort of like the Wild West. Anything goes. It's that level where the players are physically, getting to that elite level. But maybe the standard of the pitches or the technical standard can vary. So you get these really intense games that are quite chaotic, and the refereeing is quite hands-off. I felt when I first started watching Preston play, I'm thinking, my God, like Louie's trying to pass out from the back, and there's this lawless, Royal Rumble happening in front of us. How was it, I guess, putting your imprint on the playing style? Because we know the progressive style you try and play, but you're faced with that challenge of, everyone wants to beat Preston. Everyone wants to kick Preston. That's still a challenge we're facing every week.
Yeah, look, State League 1, my second year at the club, where we didn't get promoted. We started off pretty, we didn't get the results that we needed, full stop, and then we went on a 14, 15 game run and undefeated and the rest of it. And it came to that day against Geelong here where we lost and we didn't go through. So that was a kick in the butt, so to speak, and disheartening. But again, you're right. We go to places in State League 1 where grounds are just all over the place. Change rooms are an absolute disaster, and it's difficult for the players to, you don't say motivate yourself, but that you're going to not just come up against an opposition team, but you're going to come up against being in a 2x2 meter change room where there's 20 people in there and everybody's breathing on each other and the smell's horrific and it's just you're trying to psychologically get yourself prepared for that game. But we did, look, eventually 2019 was our year and we got through. We won the championship and then we built 2020 where we put a really strong squad together. We had the same squad that we had majority from 2019 and added a few really good footballers. But unfortunately, we didn't kickstart that season. We played one FFA Cup game, if I remember correctly, and that was it. The season went. So that really hurt because we were we had this momentum and the club was going the right way and pushing for success. Everybody was on the same page. So, we lost 12 months there and a lot of frustration. And we did 2 pre-seasons that year, at the start, and then we got called back in and, all these COVID restrictions and, you got to do this, you can't have a shower. So boys were coming in winter, we'd train here, they'd be sweating and then freezing conditions and get in the car, but you couldn't have a shower because of COVID, So, it put a lot of hurdles in front of us. But then again, last year, 2021, we got off to a really good start and we're sitting first before the season got called off. So, that's life. So when you put it in all perspective, you look at people in the world and what's happening in the world at the moment with things happening in Russia and Ukraine and the rest of it. Football is
a cramp changing room and a studs up tackle doesn't really
does not compare. Yeah, look, Sasha Ognanovsky says it well. It's a privilege to play football. That word privilege, it's you come in, you love the game, you want to be a part of the boys, and the best part of football is doing what you do best and winning and celebrating. That's the best part. That's the best feeling for football.
But there is pressure at this club because there's a reason that no other coach has lasted 6 seasons in charge. That pressure and expectation, can you talk a little bit about that and how that, I guess, weighs on you? Because you're the buck stops with you at the end of the day. You're making the big calls.
Yeah, look, look, there is pressure in everyday life, not just football or Preston Lions Football Club.
But you're dealing with a different level of expectation than other clubs at this level are, because it's this outsized thing where, Preston is this fallen giant on the way up and everyone is impatient for success and there's nothing less than winning is acceptable. And that's a healthy mentality to have in a lot of ways, but also it weighs on the players as well, you can tell.
Yeah, look, for me, my job is very, very simple, is trying to get the best out of the players, both physically and mentally. But at the same time, I'm here to support the players. I want the best for the club. I only care about the club succeeding. Is that pressure? That's not pressure, because when my time's up as coach, whenever that might be, if Dave taps me on the shoulder and says, Louie, your time's come, or, I turn around and said, look, this is not for me anymore because of whatever reason. It doesn't matter if it's 6 years or 16 years for me. It's what we did in that time. And again, I believe the club's been very, very successful. It's so important for me to get the players involved and enjoy the pressure.
Yeah.
Because you go to many clubs and you play or you coach, and if you lose 2-0, they tap you on the shoulder and say, well, you did a good job, we only lost 2-0 today. Here it's you win 1-0 and, well, why didn't we win 2 or 3-0? Or why didn't we play this brand of football? Or you lose the game. Let's touch on last Friday's game against Box Hill. We lost the game. And all of a sudden, some of our supporters weren't happy about the result. And fair enough too, the result. It's end of the day, that's what we play for. Would I have changed anything as a coach or as a playing group? And we've discussed it this week. We try to play our brand of football and, we create chances and the rest of it. But football, there's a fine line in football. If you don't take those chances at important moments and then concentrate for that 95 minutes, and we lost concentration for a split second, conceded that goal. So does that really summarise the club or the playing group or the coaching staff? Of course not. So going back to pressure, no pressure. There's a lot of love for the club. I will do whatever it takes for the club to succeed. If that means that, we keep pushing as a coaching staff or myself as a coach, I'll keep pushing that. But again, this is not for me to say, if I get sacked from Preston or it's my time to go or whatever that time is, that I'm going to hate the club or I look back at it and think, oh Jesus, so hard there. Absolutely not. It's been a phenomenal trip. It's been what a journey. The reason why I do this is because after a game and come in and have a drink with the boys and have a drink with the crowd and have a good time and smiles because it's my community. And when it's my community, I want to spend time with them. I want them to be a part of this club because it's not the coaching staff's club. It's not the players' club. It's the Macedonian community or football lovers for that. In that respect as well. That I want them to be a part of it.
And everyone cares so deeply. Like I'm sure you get a lot of backseat driving, a lot of Monday morning quarterbacking, and people saying you should have made this sub or should have selected this player. But that just means people care enough to want to tell you how to do your job.
Look, we after every game, win, loss or draw, we speak to the players on a Monday, the first session back. But that night after a game, both Kappa and myself will go into and we'll do a video analysis. We'll watch the highlights. We'll watch the goals conceded and scored, and it's all part of trying to better yourself for next week's game and who you're playing and who you just played against. So, is it time consuming? Dramatic. It's dramatic. It's huge. It's more than your full-time job, Monday to Friday. It does control your life, but that's what we love. We love the game. For me, there's no better place to be if you want to be involved in the game at a big club like this with huge expectations. And that's not huge expectations in 2 years or 2 months. It's today. We worry about getting through today's training session and training to the best of our ability, getting the right tactics right for the weekend's game when we play whoever that might be, and then obviously the game procedure. So, we try and break it down as minimal steps as possible. Again,
and you live and breathe it because you love it. And
of course.
I think it's interesting for the supporters to get an insight, though, into the level of work that goes into it. Not to have a whinge, but because it's just interesting to get that behind-the-scenes insight into how this place actually works, how the team ticks. So can we do a week in the life of Louie Acevski from, you had the game on the weekend,
Yep.
Day after. Let's go from there.
Okay, so, we'll play the game example. So we played Friday night. We'll talk about the game after the game briefly with the coaching staff. Then we'll go home. In the morning, the messages will start. We'll talk about what we saw in the game between, again, Kappa, Sash, our goalkeeper coach, Sinisha, and Declan, our fitness coach, and even Zoc is our team manager. We've got our little group chat, and we start talking about the real positives and, where we could have improved on. Then we're automatically thinking, okay, which players are available for next week, who we're playing, how we're going to beat them. So that's, come Saturday about 10 o'clock in the morning, I'm looking at the fixture and seeing where my opposition team's playing and trying to justify to my wife that I have to go to another game this weekend to watch them.
Because I don't know if everyone knows this, but Louie's out scouting every week. Well, we've just lost the lights in here. If our producer can try and activate the
sensors, I think.
The sensors. We've been sitting too still. I'll try and use my arms while talking. There we go. We're back. But you're out. Is this why we shifted to Friday night so you could go out and do your Saturday scouting trip?
No, that's not the reason. But yeah, look, that's what happens. So you go watch a game or a Saturday or a Sunday. Then you come back, you put your
Is it you that does that, or you go out with Kappa, or you split the load?
Both of us do that. So Caps will, sometimes go by himself. If we're playing example, the team that we're playing the week after, if they're playing on the Friday night and we're training Friday night, he won't come to training. I'll send him to the game and watch the game and try and get some notes together for it. But we'll watch that. We'll put our heads together. We'll put some notes together, and then we plan our training sessions for Monday. What we're trying to achieve, how we're going to penetrate and score against the opposition team and win that game. So, but it's between that Saturday's game till the following game that you get, I don't know how many phone calls. I can't even answer that. I can't even answer that. Players, coaches, staff, people in the committee having a chat, good, great, positive, where we can improve on. As you said before, everybody... that's why we love this game, because it's full of opinions. Ultimately, I listen to everybody. I hear what everybody's got to say. But end of the day, come that next Friday night's game, trying to put it together and trying to put a team on that I believe is going to win that game, the decision falls on my chest, so to speak. So,
and you do ask everybody their opinion. I mean, every week, Louie comes up for the post-match interview, and I think the first thing you do every time is you ask me what I thought from up in the commentary position.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't have my coaching badges. I've never coached a game before in my life, but I still give my impressions, and you're constantly like processing all of that information. It's sort of the brains trust at Preston, the community, not just the coaching group.
Look, you don't need coaching badges to see a moment in a game that could make a difference. So me asking yourself, I'm asking anybody, and when you're coaching from the ground level, and you only see a certain aspect of it as well, where you're at top up 3 meters in the air, and you can see everything on a bird's eye view. You can see a lot more.
Sure.
So this is why I'll ask you, or I'll ask anybody else for that matter, because something that I might not pick up or might not have seen, and it'll add something to how we're going to improve ourselves next game, so to speak. So, and again, I'm no expert in football. That's let's get that right. I'm a person that wants, again, going back to wanting the club to succeed so much. I need to find the right blend or the right couple of things to make sure the team improves and tries to win the next game.
Yeah. So where have we got to? We're at about Sunday, I think.
Yeah. So Sunday comes in Monday, as we said. We train. Doc Johnny Markov will tell us who's injured, who's not injured. We'll try and put a session together.
Is that before or after he's posted his Instagram stories?
I don't know. Instagram always comes on first with Johnny. He's got 3 posts on Facebook and 4 on Instagram by Saturday morning after the game. He loves the photos, Johnny does. But he'll tell us that, give us a breakdown, and then we work out.
I think Matty J always paps him every week. He has to. It's obligatory. Someone has to go down with an injury at some point. Just so Johnny can get his photo up. Yep.
I think Johnny tells him before the game, make sure this happens. So
okay.
You're ready for it.
67th minute, get my best angle.
Yeah, basically. So again, going back to Monday night's training, then we'll train, and I'll have a few chats with a few individuals. Some aren't happy. They didn't start. Some got taken off. They're not happy. Some haven't said anything. I'll go up to them and tell them why this happened or that happened, or ask their opinions. What did you see as an individual from the game? And that's what I do as my role, which is more of a man management role. Coaching in relation to what we do with training and the drills, it falls back to Kappa. He'll ask, what do you want to work on? We'll say, let's look, this is what we need to work on this week. He'll put the drills on, and I'll manage the group, all the players, and making sure that you're trying to find these players in the right place psychologically. Forget about physically, because if it's a physical ankle, you can't do much about it. You got to get treatment, etc. But some players, they get down on confidence. They've had an average game, or I've taken them off, or they've missed a sitter, or they've considered a goal that they know they shouldn't. So then you got to talk about what they're feeling, how they're feeling, how we can put that aside, and then we replay the game and talk about some events that what happened when I used to play, and this is what I used to do to try and.
So you draw on your own playing experience a lot.
A lot of it, yeah. But my career as a player, I played for a lot of good footballers, a lot of strong characters. So I can always revert back to that and just think how these players backed up. Good performance after good performance after good performance.
Is there a couple of names you're invoking on a repeated basis that always stand out in your mind as an example to draw from?
Yeah, look, one is one of our coaching staff, Sash, where nothing fazed him. Nothing fazed him when he played football. Doesn't matter against who he came up against. He just wanted to get the job done.
Well, that's because everyone was scared of him. So.
Well, do you blame him?
Not at all.
Yeah, so, people like Sash, but people like Andrew Marth. I remember I spent a season with Stabber at Melbourne Knights, and, his persona, he just walked out on the ground, this giant, and no opposition player wanted to go next to him because he knew, the opposition player knew that if they came close, Stabber would smash him in a tackle, Forget about football first of all. How can I get one over my opposition player in a psychological aspect of the game. So, and this is where a winning mentality comes out, because sometimes football, you'd rather win not pretty instead of lose by playing pretty football. So sometimes that winning attitude where you need to get over the line, you need to do whatever it takes to get that 3 points is so important. You know, we've got the way we want to play. We try and implement that. But again, the message to the boys is sometimes you just need to grind out results, and that's what puts you that step forward, or sometimes puts you that step back.
Absolutely. So Monday training, you got this sort of split with Kappa about, you know, you're doing the people management side of things a lot of the time, and sort of managing the team of coaches, but also speaking individually with players a lot. And Kappa, he's a film nerd, right? He'll go over the game in forensic detail. You know, he's doing detailed notes for scouting. He's doing the nitty gritty with the drills and things. Where does Sasha come into it? What brought Sasha on board this season, and why did you think that was a necessary addition to the staff?
Look, Sasha's one of our own boys. This is a Preston boy. He loves the club. We, as I said before, we want people to embrace the club itself. Sasha's kids play at the club here. He's here 5-6 days a week. So I said to Sash, you know, we spoke with Caps, and Cap said, you know, what do we think if we bring Sash in as well? He could help me in coach and blah, 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 and give me a bit more freedom in managing the players, which was, you know, great. So, you know, I had a chat to Sash, and Sash said, yeah, look, Lou, I'd come in definitely, whatever I can, you know, you guys want me to do, I'll do and help out, and I'll give you my opinions with things. So, you know, at the start, it was, you know, once or twice a week he'd come in. Now he's here every session, basically. He's even training the boys. You know, he's a man mountain. He's 42 years old. He's fit. He's strong. And him training with the boys, again, instills that bit of mental strength that's needed. So that's where Sash comes into it. But, you know, be all and end all for Sash is that he loves the club. He wants the club to succeed.
Reckon he could still do a job out there?
Do I believe that? 100% I do. 100% I do.
Well, it depends how many injuries we get at centre half. We might be called upon. We might get tapped.
You never know. The transfer window opens in 3 weeks, so we don't know. You just never know.
He has ambitions, though, of being a head coach himself again. He was the head coach at Dandy City for a while there.
Look, Sash is running his own business at the moment, which occupies him a lot of the hours.
So he can't take on the second full-time job. Yeah. He's managing an MPL
the main full-time job, which would be football, will take over his business, you know, he's got 5 kids, you know, so where does he fit it all in? That's really up to him to decide. You know, our conversation, our chats has been, do I see Sash going back to coaching one day as a head coach? I do. When is the right time? We don't know, or he doesn't know at the moment, but I do see him getting back in there. And look, you don't want to lose people to football like him.
Yeah.
You know, his knowledge is fantastic. His experience is phenomenal. What he achieved as a player was next level. So he can definitely add or influence the younger kids coming through the ranks and improve clubs wherever he does coach.
Absolutely. So I think we got to about Wednesday, didn't we?
Yeah, Wednesday. So we come in again Wednesday, again, another training session.
Do the sessions, are they differentiated based on the proximity to the game?
Yeah, look, Declan will always break down and say, okay, this is the load that we can put together this week for the game. So a certain amount of kilometres or high-speed runs, etc. He'll tell Kappa, and then we'll base out all our drills on those mathematics, so to speak.
And is he drawing that from GPS data? And
GPS data, and then we've got a calculator with all the drills, what it's achieved in the past, so how much distance we've got, or high-speed runs, etc. So when Kappa enters it into this calculator, it breaks it down completely and just tells us, okay, so that's how many kilometres we're going to get out of this drill, blah, 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 blah. So, and
so you're load managing the players?
Have to.
So it's almost accountancy in that department. Like you got a
max
number of miles you can hit on each.
And sometimes again depends Wednesday nights we normally play our 11v11 game, and depends what mood I'm in. Sometimes we'll go over the time that I'm allowed, but sometimes you need to do that as well. And but most of the time,
bit of Bielsa murder ball.
Yeah,
doesn't stop.
No, 9 times out of 10 we'll stick to the loads and get that done. And then Wednesday night we've obviously implemented with the team. Dinner at the club now as well, so every Wednesday we're in the club, we'll have a meal here.
And that's open to the fans as well, of course.
Of course it is.
Palmer nights on Wednesdays, so keep an eye out on the socials for when those come up. But they're pretty tasty. I have sampled one myself, so just gotta get the cheap.
Yeah, no, nothing wrong with that. Bit of free advertising. So yeah, that's our Wednesday night, and then if we're playing Friday night, then we're Wednesday night until, if I'm being honest and realistic, till Friday morning. trying to put that team together in my head, which best 11 that I think is going to win that game, and which players can add a bit of quality when they come off the bench, and what they can do and how they can do it. And you sort of play that game in your mind, that 90 minutes that's coming up. And if this happens, then you've got to try and make this sub. Or if this happens, you
So
always...
it's not so much planning subs as planning eventualities.
Moments, situations. So, that's, again, and that's, your whole Friday, you wake up, you're supposed to go to work. You go to work physically, but mentally, you're already at the game and you're playing, and you're watching the game already live. And you're taking this phone call and you're talking to someone about tonight's game and the crowd and how big it's going to be and the enthusiasm. And, I'll speak to Dave and, he'll say, come on, it's your time to do the job tonight and the rest of it. So it's great leading up to that game. And then what you've just done the last 7 days is you want it to come to fruition come Friday night at home. And that's to get the 3 points. But again, you walk in on a Friday. I don't do much on a Friday night in a game situation where, I'll walk in literally when it's time for me to speak for 5 minutes. I'll say hello to the players. I'll give them some reminders that we worked on during the week, and I'll let them be. Everybody prepares differently.
So no any given Sunday speeches? And...
No. Any given Sunday speeches, I don't believe is match day speech. I believe it's a Monday to Friday speech, because if you're trying to coach and educate everything on a game night, I think you've just lost a week of training. So that's where most of your training and your coaching should happen, or your managing should be happening Monday to Friday.
And players can't take on that much information anyway.
Look, we got.
I used to hate it when I was playing. I mean, amateur level, but when my coach would bombard me with things just before I'm trying to mentally prepare myself to walk out and actually do a very physical thing, or even at halftime, people are too tired to take in more than 3 pieces of information. So it's just gentle reminders, really.
That's all it is. It's real reminders and it's nothing new. So I don't think in 6 years I've ever come here on a game day and said, okay, this is what we're doing today, which is completely new to the whole week. I've never done it in my whole coaching career. I don't believe in that. So, so we've worked on it. The reminders, I let the players be. We got to remember, these players now have worked all day as well on Friday. So they've tried to prepare at their best for this game to, 1, to succeed for themselves, 2, to not let their teammates down, and 3, not to let the club down. And that's not the club. I'm talking about supporters. I'm talking about family. I'm talking about friends, whoever that might be, and whatever that driver might be. So it's a lot to take in. A lot of preparation needs to happen for the boys to perform at their best. So
a lot of players have got family watching from interstate or overseas. I get messages during the week from players saying, is this game on? Is this game streamed? Because my family in the UK or wherever is keen to watch it. And so it's it is an event. And that's what I like about these Friday nights. They've really built up as a big deal, and I think that's what every player and every coach lives for, is to play on those occasions. So we come back to talking about pressure. That's the privilege.
Yeah, it's again that word privilege. It's massive. If you believe that, or you prefer to walk out on a ground, and you can spot your father 150 meters away, because there's only 3 supporters on the other side of the ground. For me, that's shit. Full stop.
Yeah.
I would rather walk out with our supporters chanting, singing, and there's people everywhere, and that's what you want. This is what gives you those goosebumps, etc. for the match day, and it lifts your performance. 100% it does.
Could you imagine your life without this place at the moment?
Could I imagine this place with him? Look, it's.
Have you ever been tempted to give it up? The frustrations of the past 2 aborted seasons?
Yeah, I have. Yes, I have. Yeah, without a doubt. Reason being is because the club's tried so hard in the 6 years that I've been here, trying to succeed in every way possible. So, the COVID year 2020, that took a lot out of me, because it's such a big preparation for us, bringing players from interstate, bringing players from overseas, and you're flying them in. They're trying to come in. They're trying to come out. Dealing with COVID at the same time. It took it hit everybody for a 6. And then last year, again, we've played more than 50% of the season. We're sitting on top of the ladder. We got to think back to the boys. They started training in January of that year as a coaching staff. Excuse me. We started preparing September the year before that, the 4 months before that. So we've gone 10 months of football, of concentrating and trying to get that result week in, week out. and to get that taken away from you, so-called last hurdle, a bloody hurt. So, you know.
It felt like smashing your head against a brick wall when it happened twice.
Yeah, you just go, you know, where's this going to be? Is it ever going to happen or something like that? So, look, again, I'm a realist. And what I mean by that is if football results aren't going your way, the coach needs to go. That's full stop. That's every level in the world. That's not just Preston Lions Football Club. I'm not silly. I'm not stupid. I know what my position is as coach. If I believe that we're not playing football of the ability that we can, example, if we're playing every week and we're not creating chances and we're losing 3-4-0, it's time for Louie Acevski to go. That's fine. That's not a problem because that's the best thing for the club. But while we're still playing our brand of football and while we're still creating opportunities, while we're still in the run to get, you know, a championship or promotion, I believe we're doing a good job as a club, as a football department. So, you know, there is days where you just go, oh, Jesus Christ, why am I doing this for?
Why am I putting myself through this?
100%. And not just me, it's my family.
Yeah.
Ultimately, I go home and we lose a game and, you know, Sonia's trying to talk to me. She's getting a brick wall. The kids are staying 3 meters away from me because, you know, I'm just a brick wall itself. And, you know, it's dealing with the anger management of frustration. So, you know, and the family doesn't deserve that. Why should they get someone that's, you know, is angry and is worried just what's happened? Then we've got to worry about next week again. So yeah, there is, again, touching on your question. It is frustrating. Has been moments at the same time when we're all sticking together as a club and we're winning and we're celebrating those moments. It's unbelievable. The feeling is fantastic. When we've lost a game or when we've dropped points when we're not supposed to, you can't celebrate that. But this is when you need the support.
Yeah.
This is not supporting me. This is supporting these players that have killed themselves. Last week, you know, I'm not talking about last week's, any game in particular, but if you won that game, we're sitting there, we're chanting, we're happy, we're singing a song together. Then the following week, we've lost the game, and then we've forgotten what these players have been through. It happens on world football. We could talk about Liverpool playing Real Madrid last week and them losing. Did they deserve to lose the game? No, they lost the game 1-0. So what do? Do we hate Liverpool? Of course we don't.
They still got a hero's welcome when they got back to the city.
So this is what I'm talking about. So there's great moments. There's moments where you're going, okay, what's going on? But when time's up one day, time will be up. At the same time, I just take it day by day and enjoy every moment I'm here.
And we always talk about how grateful we are for the supporters that the club has and how amazing they are and the turnouts that we get home and away week to week. But the supporters also have a huge responsibility as well because they lift the team in those difficult moments. And that's what the club needs right now. And with this huge game coming up tomorrow night, and it's a big derby match. We know how crazy it was, the dramatic last-minute win on the opening day of the season. What are you expecting tomorrow night on and off the pitch?
Look, it's we're at the halfway mark of the season. We're obviously sitting fourth at the moment. We're 2 points away from second spot and 3 games away from top spot. At the start of the year, our aim as a club was to get promoted and play NPL 2 in 2023. We're still on course to do that. Internally and externally, we've never hidden away from the fact that we want to try and win another championship. So our goal or our aim hasn't changed. The aim is still the same. So what does that mean? 11 games of football still to be played. We break it down again, which is 1 week at a time. We've come here. We're coming back home on a Friday night. We're playing North Sunshine in a derby game. Is there any other game that you'd want to come here when the season's in a balanced situation, when you're only 1 win away from second spot? You'd love to play North Sunshine. You'd love to come out and give it the 100% and have the crowd behind you singing and chanting. If there's anything been different this year as a club situation, I believe it's been the chanting from the crowd. It's when I'm sitting on the other side, it's actually been a lot quieter than it's been last year.
I think people get nervous in the games if people freeze up.
Yes, they probably do, of course, and I understand that. But at the same time, if we want everybody to play their part, this is where we need to drive the boys.
Absolutely.
The chanting, the singing, the encouragement whatever that might be, how it might be, drums, whatever that might be, I know for a fact it lifts the players. It lifts their mentalities. When they've made a mistake, they forget about it immediately. When they've done something great, they feel like, Cristiano Ronaldo. So, and this is what I want the boys to feel. I want them to be so excited and driven come Friday night's game that with that support behind us, you can't lose.
Well, there you have it. Preston fans, you might not feel like you can influence events on the field, but you just heard it from the head coach himself. We need you behind our senior men as they take on North Sunshine. 8:30 p.m. kickoff on Friday night. Get there nice and early. Remember, there's the 2 separate exits. Preston fans exiting on the northeast side of the ground 20 minutes after the final whistle. Louie Acevski, this has been enlightening. Thank you so much for coming in and sharing all that behind-the-scenes information and giving me and all the fans an insight into what goes on a week-to-week basis, and cannot wait for tomorrow night. We know the boys will give it everything.
Josh, thanks for your time. Thanks for having me again. Again, just touching on that, so important for everybody to show up tomorrow night. A massive crowd. Just support the boys. That's all we're asking for.
Thanks, Lou.
Thank you.
We'll take a short break. We're going to turn our attention to our women's teams on the other side.
Genis Steel offer full-service structural steel to leading industrial and residential builders across all metropolitan Melbourne and regional areas of Victoria. At Genis Steel, we take pride in our product, service and reputation. With over 40 years industry experience, Genis Steel manages all aspects of steel fabrication, from on-site measuring, in-house drafting, fabrication, through to full site installation. We work closely with our customers to deliver innovative solutions to facilitate projects of any size. For further information, please contact genissteel.com.au or contact the company on 03 9465 1287.
Electrical Connectivity Australia is a leader in the electrical industry and specialises in matters of a domestic, commercial and industrial nature. Please contact Igor Georgievski for any of your electrical needs on 03 9333 0433 or visit www.ecapl.com.
MS Designer Living specialise in architectural design and construction of new homes, unit developments, extensions, renovations and commercial buildings. They are located at 14 to 19 Enterprise Drive, Bundoora, and can be contacted on 03 9467 6954. MS Designer Living.
You're listening to The Lion's Den on FNR Football Nation Radio. Electrical Connectivity Australia is a leader in the electrical industry and specialises in matters of a domestic, commercial and industrial nature. Please contact Igor Georgievski for any of your electrical needs on 03 9333 0433 or visit www.ecapl.com.
MS Designer Living specialise in architectural design and construction of new homes, unit developments, extensions, renovations and commercial buildings. They are located at 14 to 19 Enterprise Drive, Bundoora, and can be contacted on 03 9467. MS Designer Living specialise in architectural design and construction of new homes, unit developments, extensions, renovations and commercial buildings. They are located at 14 to 19 Enterprise Drive, Bundoora, and can be contacted on 03 9467 6954. MS Designer Living.
You're listening to The Lion's Den on FNR Football Nation Radio.
Welcome back to the Lions Den here, live from inside the new changing rooms here at Genis Steel Stadium. I'm Josh Parrish. I've got Grace Acosta and Julia Milevski with us. Two of our women's reserves players. Welcome to the Lions Den for, I believe, the first time for both of you.
I've actually been here. This is my third time. Yeah, bit of a veteran of the radio show here.
Fantastic.
Yeah, fan favourite also. So I think that's why I've been asked back.
And it's your debut?
Yeah, my debut tonight. Really excited to be here. Loving the opportunity.
Fantastic. So, do you have any sage words of wisdom for the debutante?
Yeah, it's a global show, you know that. Yeah. So all of Australia's watching. So just give it your best. Be yourself. That's what they want to see.
Yeah, that's what I'm here for.
Lovely. Yeah. I feel like you should be the host now. I feel upset.
I think I want to steal your job after this. So yeah, watch out.
Yeah. I got up my game.
Yeah.
The women's reserves have upped their game this season, though.
Yeah.
Fantastic campaign. Top of the table, couple of games clear, are you now?
Yeah, we are, yep.
A big goal difference as well.
Massive.
So you've been racking up the goals. You've been having a fantastic time. Who's been the standout this season? Name a player who's really brought it this year and propelled you to the top of the table. Who's your player of the season so far?
That's a tough one, I think. I think we're all like putting in a lot of effort. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's difficult. I think I've been impressed by a few of the youngsters who have come through the side. Neve. Neve. Probably give her one. She's playing the number 10 role. Came in this year. She's only 16.
And she played in the seniors, I think, last week.
Yeah.
The week before.
Unreal.
Yeah. Pretty proud of her. Neve, shout out if you're
watching.
Yeah,
we love Neve. So we had to give her a bit of a shout out. So yeah, definitely Neve. I think she's done really well. Even Dam coming into 16-year-old. She played a few games of the scenes at the start of the year, saved a penalty in their first game. So yeah, just those young ones, I think they've come in really well and like fit in really well. And you can't tell that they're 16. So I think they've been great.
That penalty save, by the way, against Burundara, I think I had to watch the replay 3 or 4 times before I could wrap my head around it. It was unbelievable on debut.
Yeah, I know.
This is stuff dreams are made of against the team you're battling out with in the resis and in the seniors. But you had a very closely fought game against Melbourne University on the weekend. 2-1 win against a really strong program that Preston has had many great battles with over the past few years. They've sort of followed you from the State League up into this VPL competition. Tell us about the game and how it went down.
Yeah, so they scored in the first minute and then...
Tell us about the goal. Describe it for us.
It wasn't ideal. I think it was the first 20 seconds, honestly. Poor kickoff. I don't know what we were doing, asleep.
You kicked off?
Yeah, we had the kickoff.
No.
Yeah, I know. We are
bit unfortunate from our side.
Yeah, very there was just a shambles, 3 bad passes and off they went for the goal. So it was bad. But heads dropped a bit.
It was a good goal from them. We'll have to give it to them for that one. Chipped Zam, but
and you picked yourselves up.
We fought back. We give it everything. Put our bodies on the line for the game because we knew we had to win. Top of the table clash, but we fought back and did what we had to do.
So, when did the game turn? When did you get yourselves back into the match? Yeah, it's
I think in the back of our minds we had we haven't actually been able to beat Melbourne Uni for 3 years now, so it's actually been a bit of an interesting one against them. So been a bit of our Achilles heel over the past few years. So to be I think in the back of our minds we're we have to win this. It can't happen again to us. 3 years being not able to actually beat Melbourne Uni. They always have something against us. I don't know what. So I think there was a lot of passion and determination to make sure we didn't make it happen again, and probably had the best side I think ever to beat them. So it was time then. But it was a good win from everyone. A lot of excitement afterwards.
We knew we had to win. Even a few weeks before the game, we knew that this was a game that we had to win. Coming into it, everyone was ready for it. Prepared. And it was a good game. It was a really good game.
I mean, Melbourne Uni it's sort of unfair because they've got this huge pool of players to draw from. So they've got, in the reserves competition, they've got greater depth than probably any other team in the comp, bar Preston, clearly.
Yeah.
I heard it got a bit heated there for a little bit.
It did.
You want to tell us about that?
Yeah.
It was a bit of a spicy game, that's for
sure.
Well, they got a red card after just deciding to punch Shannon in the face a bit, which... If you're going to pick someone, you don't pick Shannon because she's a cop, so you don't want to pick her. But she was brave enough and went at her. She didn't win, clearly. So it was quite intense. But it was good for us. I think it was in the 15th minute that they got a red card. So for us, it definitely benefited us. On the sidelines, a few parents getting involved. I think Dad was getting involved a bit.
Yeah, because my dad was linesman and they were giving it to him, and it was just why? Like, there was no point for it.
There's just a lot going
Yeah.
on, but yeah, it was good. Everyone was really passionate, so
Yeah.
it's good to see that parents and everyone on the sidelines are really into it.
I used to hate it when people had to go at a volunteer linesman.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't really want to be doing
Yeah,
this.
he was like, well, you can do it if you want. And they're like, no. And then, well, don't like yell.
I can't believe they picked out the one player on the police force to
Yeah.
take a swing at.
Yeah, that was so funny.
She dealt with it with a great deal of restraint.
Yeah, she did. She didn't fight back or anything, actually.
Yeah,
which was good.
we thought she was going to do a bit of a move or something, but she restrained herself there.
Training
Yeah.
kicked in, and she.
Yeah, she's like, nah, I'm not dealing with this.
So, who are the real leaders on the team?
Well, I would say Julia. She's a big leader. She gives us a bit of a talk in a bit of a huddle before we go out there on the pitch, and
Oh yeah.
we all love her few words. Her words like bring us up before we get the dub. But yeah,
Some inspiring speeches.
yes, yeah, very inspiring. Always out there yelling. She's always yelling. If it's not us for doing something, she's always yelling. Like if she misses, she'll yell. It's like so funny, but.
Do you have a pre-game routine with that? Is it hands in and
Yeah.
Preston on 3?
Yeah, well, Min actually.
Yeah, Min
She
gets in on
goes,
it.
yeah, Preston on me, Preston on 3,
yeah.
and then it's
Yeah,
love that.
just a bit of yelling before the game, trying to get everyone a bit hyped.
Yeah.
I always felt when I was playing that it was a kind of a contest between you and the other team to see who could yell the team name louder, and that would dictate who was more up for the game.
Yeah.
Probably had no basis in performance, but I always felt that if you had a nice loud, 1, 2, 3 at the start of the game, you had a little bit of an edge going into it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Was that the bad kickoff? Did you not yell a team name
Yeah, I
loud
don't
enough?
think we yelled loud
Yeah,
enough. I
no.
think it was a pretty poor effort.
We didn't let them know that we were there.
No, we didn't. They didn't know that Preston
But then-
was at Melbourne Uni, and that's
The
why.
next minute
yeah,
they're just crying.
yeah, that's basically
So-
right. Yeah.
So what's Saki's like as a head coach? He's been in charge for a little while now. This group.
Yeah. Well, I've been with since 2019, and you were from 2020. So he's now been with us for 4 years, and pretty much I think majority of the squad has been the same. We've just had a few additions in over the past few years, but majority has been the same core. And he's gone along with us really well, and I think we've got a good relationship with him, being 4 years now. And he's very passionate, and he wants us to win, which is what we like. And he's a nice guy too, so it helps to he's always very approachable. So if you have any queries or anything, you can go have a chat to him, and he's always there, no matter if it's a training night or not a training night. He's
He's
there.
always up for a good call
He
or
does,
text
yeah.
message. He always says to us, call me or text me if you need anything, Yeah. And he's good to talk to as well. Like if you're having problems with anything, you can just like talk to him about it and he'll help you, or anything like that.
It's good to hear that you have that competitive edge in the team, because it's always a weird dynamic with the reserves where if someone does too well, then you lose them for a week. And I when I was playing reserves teams, I always used to think about the head coach. Oh no, don't take that player. We need them.
Yeah, there's sometimes, unfortunately, at training it happens when he just
Yeah.
comes over. We're training with ourselves and we're like, I need this one over there with us. I'm like, damn, now we've gone down a few numbers, and not that one. She was on my team. We get a bit sad, but
It's good to see him get that opportunity.
Yeah, we're all happy for everyone. I think it's a good dynamic between the reserves group. I think we all get along with each other really well
Good.
off the park.
Big TC, team camaraderie.
A lot of team camaraderie.
Yeah.
We all get along well, so it makes it so much fun to train, but also to play on game day. It's so much fun, and we love it, don't we?
Yeah,
yeah.
100%. It's always a thing to look forward to.
Always, yeah.
Oh, we wax lyrical about the senior women every week and mirror this and kiwi that, but the Rezzies have more fun, right?
I think so. I
Yeah.
think we're better. I think we're better. Better laughs in the change.
Yeah,
Good personality.
bants.
Yeah,
Bit of banter
absolutely.
Fanta.
Banter
over here.
Fanta, definitely a lot of banter. We love it. But it's good dynamic, I think, between both the seniors and reserve group.
Yeah.
We're able to train with them all the time
Yeah.
and be in the same change room as them. So we've all been able to get along with each other. And it's been good to have a group of 35 or something
Yeah.
girls sometimes. So everyone gets along well. I think it's a really good dynamic that sucks. And Dan and Liam too has been able to build.
Well, we know you lead the huddles and the team, but who leads the bants in the dressing room? Who's the quickest on the draw?
Jeez, what do you think?
I don't know.
This is the most controversial
Yeah,
question
yeah,
I've asked
I
all
know.
show.
You know what? I think we're just going to pump our own tyres up here and say us.
Okay.
I think so. Because
Yeah,
We're
we love a
good.
good
We
love a good chat and we love
yeah.
a good laugh as well.
we do a bit of a dance in the change room too.
Oh, yeah.
We love it.
If someone-
Who's team DJ? There you go.
She's not
Okay.
very
Yeah,
good,
you know.
but
Oh, just because you listen to Taylor Swift
yeah, she doesn't love
and
Taylor Swift.
Peking Duck.
Yeah, Peking Duck's really good.
That's not really pre-game pump
Yeah,
up
that's
music.
what I'm saying.
I don't
Like,
know.
I've got the good tunes, sometimes play the bangers or even just the R&B.
Yeah, it's
You know.
alright sometimes. It's okay,
Yeah.
but she's the only one who has a decent enough speaker, so she's kind of by default.
I don't think that's the reason.
Yeah.
I think everyone just put their hand up and said, look, Grace, like, give it to her,
fair.
Yeah. But
All gear, some idea.
Yeah,
okay.
that's it.
if you want to take over,
I will.
be my guest.
I think I'll be kicked out of the change room if I did.
Probably, yeah. We've had that discussion a few times,
Yeah, we
actually.
have, yeah.
Is there a tune that's on every week before you
There
walk out?
is.
Oh, okay.
There is. So, last year I played this remix to, the song Trumpets by Jason Derulo?
I do, actually.
Yeah. So I've played this remix to it. And Kayla absolutely loved it. And now it just goes on every single
week,
time before a game.
Well, see,
Every single
I have a little
time.
bit of a problem with that song, actually.
Oh.
See, because
what's
I
going
played
on?
trumpet in high school. They're now revealing all the embarrassing
Here we
things
go,
about
here
me.
we go.
And the lick on that one is "And the trumpets they go,"
Mm.
but then it's a terrible synth trumpet.
Yes,
so the trumpets
yeah.
don't actually go like
Yeah,
that.
but in the remix that doesn't happen. It just
Oh, okay.
yeah, it's just like, and then it just goes. But it's not. I don't know how to explain it. It's just the beat changes.
Is it a drop or?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's
I
not
guess I
different.
can. I mean, that's still factually incorrect, but I guess I can accept that.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll have to. I'll
I have to have a look at it actually. I'll send it through.
I'll examine the remix, see if
Yeah.
I can give it the stamp of approval
Yeah.
or not. Well, you've got your game coming up on Sunday. What are you expecting from this one? South Yarra?
South Yarra, yeah. I think it'd be, I don't know, because we didn't play them last year because of COVID. I think that was the game where they said, like, season's done.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I don't know what they're like at all, but
That's kind of a
I think
milestone
they're
to get over in
fourth.
the season.
Yeah.
Like we got
Yeah.
past where we did last
Yeah.
time.
I think they're fourth on the ladder. So
Yep.
it shouldn't be a bad game. It should be a good game, hopefully. But we'll see.
Yeah, hopefully we
'cause-
have to keep going. Got to keep winning now. We've got the little lead there, so can't stop. And it's been, I think this is our fourth away game in a row.
Yeah.
So it's been a tough month on the road. So hopefully we finish off, and then next week we're back at home.
back at the
So
den.
Back at the den, which will be exciting for us. So hopefully, we get this one. I think that'll be a good side, but I think we're ready. We're good. We're having fun. Undefeated.
And you got the run of home games banked up at the end
Yeah.
of the season.
Yeah.
It's a nice run in
That's-
for
yeah, be good
well,
for us finally
your
doing the travel.
your title push.
Yeah.
Dare I say?
You can say it.
You're,
Yeah.
you're building up a nice little lead there. I
Yeah.
don't want to jinx
No
it. but
losses.
No.
Undefeated.
Yeah.
Well, long may the streak continue.
Let's hope, yeah.
Thank you both for jumping on the show tonight. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
And thank you for waiting around while Louie did his thing as well.
That's all right.
Appreciate it. And best of luck on the weekend against South Yarra. If people want to come down and watch and support both the teams,
Definitely, yep.
time and place.
Faulkner Park, I think,
Mhm.
at 1 p.m.
Don't
Yep.
worry about the 3 p.m. game. Just be there for the 1 p.m. game.
Yeah, and if you want to stay for the singing, it's up to you. But I would love to have you down for the resis.
We all know where the real show is.
Exactly
That's
right. Exactly right.
And
Come
we
down,
all-
join us in the change room.
Yeah, that's
before.
right. Trumpets will play.
And we all know who's going to be yelling that team name loudest.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. It'll be us. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we're going to tie it off now. This has been the Lions Den, coming to you live on the Preston Lions Facebook page and on FNR Football Nation Radio. If you missed any of tonight's show, you can catch it on the FNR podcast platforms. But most importantly, we will see you tomorrow night and on Sunday at the games to support our senior teams. Can't wait for it. See you there.
Preston, near post City. It's in. And again, Warren Spink has a hand in it. Andrew Zinni scores the goal. Not only are the fans winning on the terraces, the team are winning on the pitch. 2 goals in 2 minutes. 2-1 up, Preston Macedonia, and we've got an invasion on.
Crossfield ball for Taneski to try the spectacular. It's brilliant. Is it over the line? Yes. What's a goal from Alex Taneski?
Julia Milevski is scored. It's the winner. What a great goal by Milevski. The crowd has gone wild, ladies and gentlemen. The Preston Lions are the Premiership champions.
Cross ball at the back post. There it is. And is that the goal that takes them up?
Through ball for Spink. He's in the box. Back for Cole. Cole square. Here's a chance for Smith. Smith, yes, it's there. Spink, Cole, Smith. Smith doing the damage. 1-0.